हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन, तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन। मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया, मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया, मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया, हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया। जय 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 हे।
Namaste everybody, it's Sumeeta Kohli, co-chair for Panorama India, and it's Friday, a day before we kick off this weekend. India Day celebrations are starting tomorrow with our opening ceremony. There's so much happening all weekend long. Today is our, what I call sneak peek to what is about to come this weekend. We're going to be sharing with you some artists' profiles of, they're gonna share their behind the scenes of what they're gonna do this weekend. We're gonna be highlighting some floats, and reminder, I'm so excited to tell you all, you get to vote for the floats. So this weekend, when you watch the virtual Grand Parade, you're going to see both Saturday and Sunday, and you get to be part of the voting. We're so excited about that because guess what? It's a public event. This is India Day is about us. It's about all of you, and we want you to be part of deciding which floats should be the best and which floats should be recognized. So this weekend, as you watch the virtual parade, once you are done, on Sunday, you get to go. It's going to be a 30-minute window, and you have to go and vote right at that time to be able to pick or provide your feedback for who the winner should be. We're going to also be sharing with you today more information about this upcoming weekend. We want to also recognize two more directors today. So Panorama India is a nonprofit organization. All the directors are volunteers that work very hard on this board. And we're excited this week. You've been able to see each of them in conversation with, and they get to share a little bit of what they do and what they've been seeing. So today you get to see two more amazing directors. You also get to see another community leader that we want to recognize, SBI Canada, who has been, or State Bank of Canada, as you all know as well, has been a sponsor and a support to us from day one as we've been doing India Day, and they always support Idol celebrations, and their CEO is going to be in conversation with myself, and he gets to share a little bit of insight of why it's important for them to celebrate India Day and support Panorama India, what they believe in. He's also going to share some really good ideas about, things as we are progressing through this, what we've had a lockdown, a pandemic, and he's here to share some insight about that as well and how you progress and what you should be doing. He has some really great knowledge. It was a very good discussion, and we're so excited to show that to you today as well. So stick with us one more day, and I hope you all were able to get and participate in all the contests that happen all week, and basically since August 1st. We're going to be announcing those winners also on Sunday, so don't forget that. So there's lots happening this weekend, but a Sunday evening on Namaste Live, we get to recognize all the winners. For the floats, you get to find out who the winners are for the different contests. There's so many announcements to happen on the Sunday. So make sure you're tuned in all weekend and you get to be part of everything that's going on. Thank you for joining us, and let's start the show. Namaste everyone, it's Sumeeta Kohli, co-chair for Panorama India, and I'm so excited to welcome all of you back to In Conversation with our community leaders with Panorama India. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Joseph Savier, who is the President and CEO of SBI Bank Canada. Welcome, Mr. Joseph.
Thank you, Sumeeta. It's always a pleasure talking to you. A lot of energy you display when you come on the screen. It's so
Well, we need energy. There's so much going on right now. So,
That's
Mr.
true.
I want to first begin by saying thank you to you and SBI Bank because, Panorama India has proudly done, Republic Day and India Day, and we only are able to put together these free events with the support of organizations such as yourself who step up and support us. So I want to begin by saying thank you to you for always being there as a friend to the Panorama family.
You're welcome, and it has been our pleasure to be associated with Panorama because Panorama represents the entire Indian diaspora here. You do a great job of bringing people from different states and weaving this wonderful cultural programs together. Actually, many people in India don't get the opportunity to see performances from different states. Appreciate the culture of people from other states. To some extent, I lived in India in 5 different states. So it's always good to see those people from those 5 states and also get to know people from all the other states I have not yet lived. So hopefully someday at least I'll be able to visit all the states in India. It's such a huge country and it's such a huge cultural diversity is there. Within the same state itself, you get to see different cultures in different parts. And Panorama India is doing a wonderful job, trying to bring people from all across the states who are living in the GTA area and putting together this wonderful programming.
So, Mr. Joseph, if it's okay with you, I'd like to maybe share a little bit about you so the audience gets to know you as well. We, of course, know you well, but, just so everyone knows, Mr. Joseph is a president and CEO of SBI Bank Canada, a wholly owned subsidiary of State Bank of India, also known to us as SBI. They're a Fortune Global 500 company. Mr. Joseph comes with over 30 plus years of experience spanning across consumer banking, commercial banking, international banking, treasury, technology, and HR, both in India, USA, Canada, and Panama. So you are quite internationally experienced, and we're so happy you're now here in Canada and you've joined us and you're part of all the stuff, all the festivities that we do. So, Mr. Joseph, I wanted to start by maybe asking you a few questions because I think you have a lot of experience and wealth of knowledge to share. One, of course, being, like you mentioned, Panorama India supports all the multicultural organizations and, how we bring everything together. You've been a supporter to us for quite a few years. State Bank has stepped up every time we've asked their help to do something. I know for Idol, you've actually been a supporter for a very long time. So I wanted to ask you, why do you feel supporting multiculturalism, community organizations, and organizations such as Panorama India is so important in this day and age?
See, culture is the identity of any person, and India being such a diverse country, and SBI being the largest bank in India and major owned by the government of India, State Bank of India represents, probably the entire Indian diaspora. So it is important for us that we be part of this celebration which you organize every year, and it is important that we support the diaspora here in this country. So that is important for celebrating our diversity, both in India and in Canada. So we are very proud to be associated with Panorama India. And as I said, you have been doing a wonderful job in this regard, and we are always happy to be associated with you.
So, Mr. Joseph, this year we had to make a very tough decision because our number one goal was to make everybody safe. So we decided to take our celebration online. It is the first time ever. We're in the middle of it now, our first ever online India Day celebration and a virtual grand parade. And I know I was mentioning this to you earlier. We were amazed at the amount of response from the community. I mean, we have over 44 plus community organizations that have provided state submissions for the virtual parade. We have 100 artists that have provided performances. So, Mr. Joseph, what are some of the things you're looking forward to seeing as part of India Day celebrations this week?
You just reminded me about my comments last year. Last year was my first participation in India Day parade I had since I came to Canada. One feeling I got was like, though I have lived, as I said, in 5 different states in India, you never get the opportunity to meet people from all the states in one place. In a small 2 kilometer square feet, 2 square kilometer area, you get people from all over the country.
Yes.
You can hear all the languages spoken on the streets. That was an amazing feeling, and people had so much of energy and enthusiasm and participated in the parade and all the cultural celebrations. So it was wonderful to be there during that celebration. Enjoyed the energy and the enthusiasm. Unfortunately for this year, considering the situation and the safety of all the people, I understand that you had to take it virtual, but still, of course, under the circumstances, I would always love to be there in person. But
yeah, us too.
This is the best and the most safest thing to do for us. I would love to watch all the performances from the different states and their floats, their cultural performances. I mean, India has such an amount of diversity which is there. The kind of dance forms and music, and it's there. So it'll always be wonderful to enjoy all the performances, and I'm looking forward to that.
So, Mr. Joseph, I think one question I would love to ask you, and it's really something we've asked a lot of our community leaders. Individuals such as yourself have such a span in business, and you've seen so much across the board. You've seen both ups and downs. You've seen industries change, and especially being in banking, you're seeing every vertical, every sector currently coming through. And I think when we come out of this to a new normal, there's a lot of changes that will be happening. I think certain industries will actually boom, because I think they may have already started to, but with technology and online, it's a different world. And then I think there are many industries, unfortunately, may not survive as well as we would want them to immediately. So I think what would help a lot is, for a lot of those going through so much change, is there any words of wisdom or guidance that you can share with them?
Absolutely. See, if you just go back to the history of State Bank of India, State Bank of India's origin can be traced to 1806 as Bank of Calcutta. It is originated as Bank of Calcutta in 1806, then became Bank of Bengal, then merged with Bank of Bombay, Bank of Madras, and then finally became State Bank of India in 1955.
Okay.
So if you look at it, the bank has been around for more than 214 years now.
Wow. Okay.
In these 214 years, you can imagine 2 world wars, a couple of wars, pandemics, famines. Through all this, the bank has survived, been a witness to all this, shared all the pain and the sufferings of all the people. But one thing which has been the strength of State Bank is always its customers. State Bank has always been with its customers and always supported its customers when they had difficulties, worked with them to help them come out of these difficulties. So this is not something which is new. Yes, it's difficult. Like the things which have happened in the past, this is also a pandemic. This also will pass. I'm sure there's a new normal is already emerging. Canada has been pretty good in managing this pandemic, and we have been able to successfully flatten the curve. Hopefully, most businesses, I wish could survive this. One important thing, from my perspective and from the bank's perspective is like, we hear terms like pivot and pivot or perish, those kinds of terminologies many people are.
Yeah.
The one common theme is like, as long as you are able to keep step with the needs of the customers, the customer needs are evolving, it's changing. The way they required banking services earlier was different. Now the way they require banking services through the digital channel, so it is different. So the business has to evolve along with the customer needs. As long as we are able to identify or track how the customer's requirements is moving and able to keep pace with those requirements, then I think those businesses will survive. Like any other businesses in the world, ultimately it is the customer who gives us the revenue. Yeah. We have only cost control on the cost. We don't have cost control on the revenue. Revenue is always provided by the customer. So we need to have customers, and customers will be ready to spend only when we are able to provide value to them. So any business leader, anybody who runs any business will have to sit back and see, okay, how do I provide value to my customers? If I'm able to provide value and I'm able to communicate that value to the customers, I'm sure, the customers will keep coming and businesses will keep thriving. And as I always think, every crisis is an opportunity. Yeah. It's an opportunity to look inside and see what we are doing right, what we could improve. and see how we can improve the things and meet the needs of the customers, which is changing. And as they say, no crisis should be allowed to go waste. So let us look at this as an opportunity to see how we can improve our processes and how we can meet our customer requirements. I'm sure, and I wish that most businesses will survive, and especially businesses which are run by the diaspora. I wish them all the very best, and I'm sure they will all come out. This too shall pass.
I think you really gave some very valid points. I think one thing that really hit home, and I think you're very right, is even in any business and whatever you're in, I think the key is to know is that your customer is changing because of this. So I think if you can keep up with that and evolve in how you're servicing back, you will survive through this as well. And you're very right. Certain industries will actually thrive, and certain industries will have to change and evolve, whether they like it or not. Like now, technology has become such a big part of how we deliver business and services.
That's
so
true.
I think what's amazing is to see how even the banks are evolving to the customer's needs, and I think it's the same we're seeing across the sector. So I think some of the advice you gave today is very valid, and I truly hope it's helpful to everybody who's watching. I think it's also reassuring. I had no idea the history and how long back the State Bank goes. So it is unbelievable what you guys have seen over the years as a business.
That's true.
You are right in terms of there's so much wealth and knowledge just within the bank itself to be able to be shared and how you survive. So I really do appreciate you sharing that. So I think, as you know, we're in the middle of India Day celebration. It is happening right now. I wanted to ask, as we close, is there any special greeting or remarks you'd like to share with everyone celebrating this week for India Day?
Okay. See, India, as I said, is such a wide and rich and culturally diverse country, which has multiple cultures, multiple languages, multiple art forms, multiple religions, all existing in coexisting in peace and appreciating the differences, and food, amazing range of food across the country. Similarly, Canada also shares a lot of diversity. It is still on a larger scale. You have people from all across the globe. When I used to live in the US, I always used to think that though people say that it is diverse. I was in a place in Los Angeles which is diverse, but never used to hear other than English in most of the places. But here you get out on the street, you hear so many languages which you don't even understand. So you realize that how truly culturally diverse is Canada is. So being from a culturally diverse country, I think Indians are in a very good position to enjoy the diversity, celebrate the diversity, and also get to know about other cultures. See, only you can appreciate something only when you get to know about it. So that curiosity to know about the other cultures and appreciate that. I think that is one of the biggest things for people who live in Canada, and I think that is something we should all enjoy and celebrate. Because see, I always give this example of Bel Puri. Imagine Bel Puri has so many different things inside. You have different colors. You have tomatoes, you have onions, you have the bale, you have coriander. You have all these different colors coming together, different tastes, different textures. All this together creates that taste. Imagine murmura, just murmura will be, it does taste, but it does not give that, texture and diversity and taste. So we should all learn to enjoy the differences. Differences are there, but it is important that we enjoy and celebrate these differences and learn from each other and grow together. I think that is the message I would like to give. And I wish you all the people who are watching an excellent India Day celebrations. And Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, and thank you so much, Mr. Joseph, for joining us. We thank you and SBI for always supporting Panorama India and all the community organizations. And once again, to you and your family, a very special 74th India Day celebration. And thank you for being part of the celebration with us. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Namaste, my dear friends.
India, hamara India, mera India, hamara India, mera India, Panorama India, hamara India, Panorama
Karthik Mansudin from Bengaluru, India. I'm excited to perform on Panorama India's virtual India Day celebrations on 15th and 16th of August. How different is this event? Indeed, very wonderful. The vibes around tell a very beautiful tale, which is truly unforgettable. My dear audience, you will yourself discover as the colors of this event embellish us. It is rightfully said that days are not lost when memories are made. Hope you have an amazing time and please do enjoy the performances. Jai Hind.
Namaste, everyone, and welcome back to our In Conversation with our current board of Panorama India. And I am so excited to introduce all of you to Mr. Sanjay Agarwal, who's our Director of Vendor Management and has been a director with Panorama India for over 5 years now, Sanjay. So, Sanjay, first of all, welcome to the show.
Namaste, welcome. Thank you.
So, Sanjay, from the day I joined, you were already on the board. And you have such a history with Panorama India, and you've watched the organization over the last few years change. I mean, कितने changes आ गए. हमारा India Day जिस तरह से हम celebrate करते थे has even changed so much. So what are some of your favorite highlights of the past years you can share?
So I would say, like, when we celebrated, we started with North York Civic Center, then we moved to Dundas Square. And major change, I would say, is going to Nathan Phillips Square when we had over 80,000 people attending our India Day celebration. That was a huge success. Over the period, we have grown a lot. And of course, we have a huge community support all around us. And it's a tremendous support from the team as well as all around. And we are all excited part of it. You know it. You've been in the Panorama as well. So I'm all ecstatic, all excited so much.
So Sanjay, Panorama India, as everybody knows, we are a non-profit board, and we are all volunteers. Everybody, all the directors are volunteers. We all have day jobs that we do this to make sure that we come together to celebrate India and our passion. So my question to you becomes, Sanjay, why Panorama India? What motivates you to be part of such a board?
So Panorama India is sitting in a very unique position. It's a only one organization in Canada which brings all the Indian together under one umbrella, one organization. All the states. It does not differentiate what language, what state, and so on. It celebrates all India. It's all about India, and it's like, doesn't matter what you speak, what you eat, and so on. It's all in one place. So it's all about India again.
Yeah, actually, Sanjay, you made a very good point. Every year we hear this. You and I know this because we hear this from a lot of people who attended. कहते एक ही जगह आते हैं जहाँ सारा इंडिया की performances, cultural performances, songs, background, heritage, culture, एक stage पे सब दिख जाता है एक दिन में. So
Right.
I think proudly we do that. What I think a lot of people don't know is, Sanjay, as I mentioned, is vendor management. So you can imagine over the years, and again, I go back to, we're a very small team. We're lucky we have a lot of volunteers that come through when we do India Day. But in terms of the actual board, we're a very small team. We work very hard. And Sanjay single-handedly oversees sometimes 60 to 80 vendors when we do Nathan Phillips Square, from A to Z, managing them. I know your relationships are with a lot of these vendors for 5-6 years now. So Sanjay, what are some of the things that, you've seen over time with these vendors and their love? Like, why do they come to Panorama India?
So again, they also love India, no doubt about it. Of course, they want to help the organization. They want to also celebrate India Days here in Canada. And on the top of it, they have also opportunity. to showcase their product in a different way. They know these people come. There are so many people are on one place coming together, and food vendors. We had a lot of food vendors around. Also, different product, handicraft, jewelry, all kinds of, you name it. We got it on the place. So they all enjoy celebrating as well as showcasing their product with us.
Yes. And I think, Sanjay, this year, of course, was a very different year. We're all going through it together. The world is going through it together. And as a board, we, of course, made a decision that, the show must go on. We must continue to celebrate. And we made a decision to do it virtually. And I think when we all first made that decision, we all thought, how will this be? But as you know, behind the scenes, we have been overwhelmed with the response that we received. So what are some of the highlights you have seen? Because you've been dealing with vendors, sponsors. What are things you've seen?
So honestly, as you said, Sumeeta, like we were all kind of scared in some time, like what's going to happen when we were looking in March and April time frame, that things were not going very well. But I guess under your leadership we kind of came together and said, yes, we're going to celebrate virtual. Nothing is going to stop us. We're going to celebrate India Day. That's what we do every year. And doesn't matter what times is, we will do the celebration. And only thing is, instead of having physical, this time we are doing virtual setup. So already we've been like a lot of vendor already signed up. They want to promote and also support in India. And we want to support them as well, given this kind of circumstances we are going through. So I want to say thanks to our vendor. They have enrolled with us so far, and they are so excited to participate in this event.
Yeah, Sanjay, I think I'm so excited, and we all are. It's this week as we are celebrating India Day. What a phenomenal celebration online we are having. With the huge amount of artists that have turned up, the largest number of states submissions we've ever had for floats. Each of the directors has really stepped up. And, for me, the nicest thing is to see is how everyone has come together to celebrate. Panorama India is nothing without our community and our partners out there. And we cannot say thank you enough to all of them. You've known most of them for 5+ years.
Yes. And we have a very strong relationship with our vendors, because they of course love India, and also they have a strong relationship with their India Day, especially India Day and Republic Day. So they are with us. They are all the way, thick or thin. They are with us.
And one thing I know you did a really good job, because a lot of our food vendors, and this pandemic really hit that food industry very hard. And I know you've been keeping in touch with a lot of them, checking in on them, because vendors become family over time. And I think, one thing I know that you have done very well is making sure they're doing okay, checking in with them. Whatever we can do as an organization, they've supported us. We've tried to support them in return. So I think that is a very nice thing. And we want to thank you for doing that on behalf of the board as well. I know it was your personal initiative to make sure that we're checking in on everybody.
Yeah, thank you. But you know what? This is a part of the community, right? We are all together in it, and we need to support each other. It's definitely hit hard, especially food vendors this year. Hopefully, the time turn around and we are all together again, having a bigger and better India Day celebration this year.
Yeah. So I think, Sanjay, in closing, we're celebrating India Day right now. We're all having so much fun. So is there a message that you would like to share with everybody? What would you like to share as a greeting or a message for everyone watching right now?
So I like to say to every participant, our viewer, please, participate in our virtual India Day celebration. We have a lot of vendors, a lot of people are very, very excited. They have done such a wonderful job, even our parade and so on. So please join us and have fun together. That's the message this year. Just have fun, given our difficult times, but we're gonna have a lot of fun.
So on behalf of myself and Sanjay Agarwal, who's our Director of Vendor Management, we want to wish all of you a phenomenal India Day celebration this week as it's going on. And we have so much more to come still. So all of you, please, very special India Day celebration. And Sanjay, what do we want to say at the end? Jai Hind. Namaste, this is Sumeeta.
इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया जय 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 हे
Co-chair for Panorama India, and I'm so excited to welcome you all back to our segment of In Conversation with our current board of directors for Panorama India. And I'm so pleased joining me now is our director of programming, Miss Anusha Iyer. Anusha, welcome to the segment.
Thank you so much. Namaste, everybody. It is pleasure always coming and speaking about the passion for work and for Panorama. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Sumeeta.
So Anusha, listen, you've been with the board for quite a long time. And, just so if you don't know, if you've ever participated in Idol, you've been part of our 500 plus, artists that come and, put program on the stage. Anusha has been the lady that you've talked to at some point or the other. And this year, Anusha, was a very different year for all of us because we decided to take the celebration online. Of course, our number one goal was to make everybody safe and make sure that we were all safe in our homes as we celebrated. But Anusha, share some of your highlights as you were in the middle of planning this Digital India Day parade and a celebration.
100%. So when this whole pandemic thing hit, the first thing came to my mind is I am always excited from the beginning of this year for India Day, 8 months in advance.
Yeah.
First thing is, oh my God, we won't be doing that India Day on stage this year. But then as board, we were like, nope, that's not going to stop our spirit. That's not going to dampen our spirits. We are still going to go ahead and do India Day. That is virtually. I was happy. And then it's like, okay, now we need to program virtually. So the first thing is like, okay, it doesn't look impossible, but then the point is to get people ready for that. And I thought I have to do a lot of prep talk to people. But honestly, Sumeeta, the moment I started picking up phone, I was shocked at they're like, oh, we've already started rehearsing. We've already done this. I'm like, I just sent email like 2 days back and you're already done it. Like, they're like, we wait for this day throughout the year.
Oh, so nice.
We prep everything in advance. We they were ready with their costumes, their like the script, the choreography, even under COVID restriction, some people found really good locations. Like we have an amazing portrait of different cultures of India that's going to come up. So the locations that you see over there, you'll be like, oh my God, like how long it takes for us to think, okay, I'm going to put this costume. Oh, I might as well just shoot it in my house. But they sourced the costume, they sourced the person, they found a perfect outdoor location by the waters. They shot it in slow motion. Oh my God. I mean, the way I saw the video, that's what I told every performer of mine. Thank you so much, guys. But you know what? Before everybody sees it, I'm your exclusive person who's going to see everything before that. So I know what you guys are going to present. So that way, it was so nice and so easy. I won't say easy process, but then it won't be possible without any of my artist support. And I give full credit to them. Full credit to them.
Yes. And I just want to share with everybody, Anusha's biggest goal is to make sure that, being India Day and being Panorama, we try to make sure that all the states are represented, all the backgrounds and cultures. And Anusha works really hard to make sure that, programming is from every area is showcased. So everybody has a platform because that's what we're proud of at Panorama. And you do such a great job, Anusha. We're so proud of you. And I know how much hard work has gone in. I know, I won't even say the number. Why don't you throw the number out? And obviously, it's not the exact number because there's a plus. But what is like the number that we're looking at for artist submissions?
We have 100 plus artists performing this year virtually.
Wow. That is
100.
amazing. Oh
The
my
best
God.
part is they are not only from Canada. I have overseas performers too. And they are so good. It's not that we gave them a call. They were interested. They were so like, since there's a time difference, Sumeeta, sometimes it's like, oh, somebody, when they message you in the middle of the night, you do get irritated. But then looking at their enthusiasm, I was speaking to them at 3 a.m. in the morning also, so that they get their stuffs right.
Anusha,
They
that is amazing. Thank you for your dedication always. So my question to you is, Anusha, sorry, I want to ask you, you've been part of Panorama for a long time. What motivates you to be part of this board, this team? Why Panorama? Why give your time?
So first thing is, when you say giving back to the community, that's the first thing that Panorama does always, be it our Republic Day celebration, idols, or Independence Day, which is like really big, really huge. Everybody, as you always mention, Sumeeta, every board member on this organization is a volunteer. We give our volunteer service, like we choose to do that.
Yes.
And the reason we choose to do that is we get motivated from the community.
Yes.
Amount of So from a programming director point of view, the amount of talent we have locally is, it won't even get finished if we have India Day for 4 full days, and I still would have artist submissions to show you on the 5th day.
Yes.
That's how much talent we have locally. Be it idols, how idols, like, we have to stop them at some point.
Yes.
They still call us and they're like, no, I have to come. I am ready to do this. I'm ready to do that. So that is how people know Panorama as. And we always give back to the community. Second is, like, be it Republic Day, be it India Day, the way we program stage is in a way that we want to educate people, our audience, on different aspects of the Indian culture. So we try, so for our folk dance competitions, say for example Republic Day, we try and source out those folk dances where people wouldn't have even, like, realized that from this part of India, from this district or city, you have this folk dance that comes up. So it is not only a competition, but at the same time it is like kind of an educational kind of piece for our audience as well. So that way we try and cover a lot of aspects in terms of um, connecting. And at the same time, I would also say that I came to Canada as an international student. So working with Panorama has really made me still has that connect to my country.
Yes. Yes.
So the way we work, everything, every single event, everything that we do is not making me realize that I'm in a foreign land. So that is something that has made me stick to Panorama. And apart from that, we have like such good board of directors. I get to learn so much from each and every director we have. Every director, I have actually, I wouldn't mind saying that I have stolen some qualities from every director. So I keep learning every day. I keep observing them every day, and I love the way they manage their own department, which also teaches me how to be patient, how to handle certain situations. So it's like an overall learning experience that I get from Panorama. So
I'm
that's
so proud of you, Anusha. You've come and you joined as a volunteer, and then you became a director, and now you're a director of programming. We're so proud of you and the journey you've gone on, and you've done such hard work, and you've done such a phenomenal job with this India Day celebration. So I'm very proud of you, and very fortunate to have such an amazing team that works at Panorama India to put this all together. And you're right; you're all volunteers. We all were all volunteers, and we give our time because we love India. So very proud of you for that.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, Anusha, do you have a message or something you want to share with everybody as they're celebrating India Day right now?
So my message to people is, if I know the situations are not good outside, I know people are stuck in their house, but we as an organization are doing our bit to make the community feel united, to make the community feel celebrated, to make them realize that, even in this COVID difficult times, we are there for each other. So all I would like to say is happy Independence Day to everybody. It is not just a festival, not just a celebration. It is we as a community coming together to tell everybody that we are all in this together, and we will be there for each other whenever required.
Yes,
So
that's
happy Independence Day. That's all. That's the message I would like to give to our people. I wouldn't say community. I will always address them as our people.
yes,
So,
that is right. That is, and as a proud Canadian Indian, and being part of Panorama's board, both myself and Anusha want to wish all of you a very special India Day. and as you celebrated safely with all of us. Thank you for joining us, and please continue to share your feedback on all the programming. Share online. We watch the messages. Anusha watches all the feedback and the messages. Share with her as well. Post stuff as you're watching these artists are performing currently, and please share your feedback. Thank you for joining us. We want to wish you a very special India Day celebration on behalf of Panorama India and our entire board. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nandita and I'm Chandani, and we are Anita Dance Academy, and we are so excited to be performing in this year's virtual India Day celebration held on Panorama's Facebook page.
This event is going to happen on August 15th and 16th, so please join us and view our performance and many others and enjoy India's heritage.
Thank you.
हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया जय 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 हे
जहाँ सुंदर हर एहसास हो और बुझती हर एक प्यास हो, ऐसा है मेरा नेशन।
हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया मेरा इंडिया पैनोरामा इंडिया हमारा इंडिया पैनोरामा सांसें खुल कर ली, सांसें खुल कर ली, तरक्की हमने है की, हर एक पल झूमे इंडिया, गाता है मन, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। हो आजादी के रंगों से हम दीप जलाए, पैनोरामा के संग हम खुशियाँ मनाए, ओ मिलकर अपने देश की ऐसी शान बढ़ाए, अपने बच्चों को भारत का इतिहास सुनाए। मेरा भारत चाहे अब खुशहाली आए, ये दुनिया देखे अपनी आजादी,
जहाँ सुंदर हर एहसास हो
और बुझती हर एक प्यास हो, ऐसा है मेरा नेशन।
हिंदुस्तान मेरे वतन, तुझ पर फिदा हम सब का मन, मेरा